Ready?
Let's do this. 4. Episode 4.
Can you count?
No, I can't. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Crafting Cafe podcast. It's me, Scott, and this is...
Ellie.
Off to telly.
Yeah? Oh.
You haven't been on telly recently, have you?
No.
Anyway, this is the Crafting Cafe podcast, the podcast that talks about crafting. All things crafting and things that aren't crafting as well.
Are we already on episode 4?
How are we on episode 4, season 2?
I feel like I can't remember the last 3 episodes.
I think you're erasing them from your memory.
To be honest, yeah.
I think you're
because I keep losing each.
Yeah, so
quiz.
If you haven't watched any of the recent season 2 episodes, we are doing quizzes now. I'm 3-0 up. There is a quiz today. I think if you lose today, we just stop doing the quiz.
Well, there's no point.
No, to be honest, there's no point anyway because
Okay.
the forfeits, we decided for forfeits for the quiz. Ellie never does any of the forfeits.
I'm doing it today.
So there's
I'm
actually,
doing it today.
You said that at least
You
9
watch-
days.
you watch my
I think every week I
dancing.
text our group and say, Ellie, are you going to do this? And it hasn't happened, has it?
Yeah, but it will.
Okay. She's saying it will, so we need to believe her. What have you been up to?
Been working over the weekend here.
Here.
Pre-birthday shows.
Pre-birthday shows. So Ellie, producer on Hobbymaker, pre-birthday shows.
Yeah,
How's it
good.
been?
Fun.
Fun.
Really
If you
good.
don't know who Hobbymaker are, Hobbymaker is a shopping television brand
Television brand.
television brand who has some of the. Thank you very much. Who has some of the best suppliers in the world.
Yes.
All of the best suppliers in the world.
It's the place to be.
It's the place to be
Yeah.
where craft is popping.
It's popping.
Yeah.
How
How was that? Was that good?
that was good.
Yeah.
Like that.
Nice. Anything
Uh,
outside of work? Anything crafty outside of work?
I went to Bolton on the Water. It's not on the water, is it? It's Bolton on Water.
Bolton on water. Take the out.
Yeah.
On
Yesterday.
It's lovely, isn't it? Quite touristy. Busy.
I don't see what the whole hype is about it.
Don't like the little
No.
and shops.
I thought I've been.
No.
Have you ever been to? I don't know how to pronounce it, but Bybury or Bidbury, and it's about 10 minutes from there,
No.
and that's like a model village, really. It's better
No,
than
no.
Bolton on Water. It's not even.
I'm more
there.
Broadway. I'd like to do Broadway more so.
Yeah.
Broadway's nice.
I feel like you walk.
Good park in Broadway.
You just go to Broadway, walk up and down,
Walk
and
the
then you're
line.
done.
Park. The park's really good. The kids love the park. A bit of Broadway.
Yeah.
Very busy though. Doing go. What was that? Monday.
Yeah.
Nice weather.
It's
Good.
still quite busy.
Nice. No
That's
crafting.
nice.
Did you learn anything new in crafting over the weekend?
Yeah.
What did you learn? Oh, your topic.
My topic.
Your topic. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that coming up yet?
I don't. Is it not? Not yet. Yeah.
No.
Go for it.
Want to do it?
Do you want to dive into it now?
No, you haven't done your weekend stuff yet.
Ah.
What have you been doing?
What have we been
What
doing?
have you been doing?
Yeah, that's what you. To be fair, that was the question she was supposed to ask me, but she didn't ask Liam. I couldn't ask myself, could I? Oh, Scott, what have you been doing?
Sorry. It is all about me.
ChatGPT didn't really work for you, did it?
I think you might need
What?
to start doing a few tape reviews on your performance on the podcast.
Should I just go home now?
Well, we were going to swap you with Jane McDonald, weren't
Do
we?
it.
But then you kicked me out, and it was going to be you and John. You were like, maybe me and you do it, John, and then we do this. That's what you said last time.
I can't remember saying that.
Hit on.
Yeah.
Because you went skinny dipping with Brad Pitt.
God.
The end of the last podcast with John Scott. Thank you for coming on, John. Ellie just did like a gasp at one point when it was talking about Brad Pitt. And then John was like,
Well, they
yeah,
were
we
on about
skinny
skinny
dipped
pit,
in
that-
New Orleans.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Skinny dip with Brad Pitt in New Orleans.
You'd want to do that.
That was Brad Pitt in his peak as well, I think. Peak
Really?
Brad
Yeah,
Pitt.
probably.
Yeah. Peak Brad Pitt.
Yes, what have you been doing?
Oh, thanks for asking, Ellie. What have I been doing? It's been a fairly relaxed weekend, actually. Very nice. The sun was out. It was
Did you go
really
to the
lovely.
football?
Went to the football. Yeah, that was Friday night. Saturday day, children, parks, crafting.
What park?
What park? What park? Droitwich Park on Sunday. What park on Saturday? I don't know. I can't remember. A park. Just out. The weather's been lovely. Spring has sprung.
Yeah. It's actually quite warm
Longer
today.
nights. I feel like it's not
The
going dark
sunset-
till like
was
half
it like
5.
the sunset
6.
at like 6 last night? Yeah. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
really lovely.
It makes you feel better, doesn't it?
It does make you feel better, and I'm getting very excited about summer and what we should do. Crafting related summer trends.
Aren't we
I'm
going to do a
enjoying it.
dirty pour outside?
An outside dirty pour. We should
Yeah.
film that. You got a hole in
I
your
know.
t-shirt.
I'm constantly getting holes in my t-shirts. I don't know why.
Wow.
Where are you keeping them? You got mothballs.
It's where I probably end up
Is
in them.
it moths?
Moths. What's
Moth holes. Holes of moths.
whispers?
Now someone's just received one of their pencils.
Oh,
yeah.
lovely. That's off topic. Anyway, so they were our weekends.
Yes.
One of the new things that we're doing on the podcast this season is
Yeah.
that we are going to break down an industry term, a term that no one may know. It's going to be like a thesaurus of crafting.
Yeah.
What terms have we had? We've had yarn bath,
Frogging.
frogging.
And
Did you
then this is.
Did you do any frogging at the weekend?
Don't think I. Did I
You
make
probably
a
frogged
mistake?
at the weekend. Normally,
Yes, I did. I did frog.
Yeah.
I frogged on the Facebook Live.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You can't understand that Facebook Live, can you yet?
I hate it.
Yeah, you are frogging
I
all
don't
over
hate
the
it. I
place.
don't hate it. I'm just not good with like the technology of it yet.
You are very... You're not very Gen Z with your technology, are you?
No.
Bearing in mind that you are 24.
Yeah. What happened is I thought that you have to like wait the 10 seconds to finish for me to stop the live.
Oh, okay.
So like Dave and Sharon were just they're like, I was like, keep talking.
Just
We've got 10
standing there.
seconds, and they were like, we're done.
Oh,
And I was like, oh crap! All right,
oh, no.
I'll just
Cut.
shut it down.
Shut down.
And then Kat messaged me
Bless.
saying what happened at the
What
end, and
have
I
you
was
done
like,
at the
I
end?
don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
What was that? Who knows?
It's all about learning,
It's
isn't
all
it?
fun. It's all learning, yeah. It's all...
The show was good throughout. It's
The
just
show,
the end.
the show must go on, Ella.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
It went on.
So you have a term for this week, don't you? What's your
do.
term?
Sable.
Sable.
Shall I read
Sable,
it?
as in S-A-B-L-E.
Yes.
Sable. It's a crafting term.
What did we think it was before we started rolling the camera?
I don't actually know, you know. Sable. It sounds a bit
Yeah.
like stable. So is it like something you do to materials?
What do you think?
No, no.
No idea. I can't remember.
So, what I've figured out, whatever the internet has told me, it is.
Whatever the internet has told
Whether
me.
it's true or
Do you believe
not.
everything the internet tells you?
Well, I downloaded the app. Of
Oh, gosh.
chat
Go on, yeah.
Whatever it
you're
yesterday. And
Ellie's
it
on
said-
AI now. Let's go.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then it said some answers aren't true, basically. Don't believe it all. So I was like, okay. But I've
So
got it here.
You downloaded an AI app, not to give away any of them, and it basically said this might be true, this might not be true. So you've become a conspiracy theorist based on AI. Okay, right. What's the answer then? What does sable mean?
So it says here. Let me move
Are you
that
moving the
way.
mic again? Liam's gonna be angry.
I know. Sorry.
Come on,
It says here.
chop chop.
In crafting, the term sable typically refers to a type of brush, a high quality brush made from sable fur,
Ah,
often from a sable mink or a similar animal.
okay.
These brushes are known for their fine, soft, and flexible bristles, making them ideal for detailed work in painting, calligraphy, or any other precision-based crafts.
There you go. Sable. We know what sable now means.
So we've probably seen a lot of sable brushes
We may have. We may have.
when we've had,
Been enlightened.
yeah, because what I originally thought it wasn't very nice.
I think that's the worst of the four. The worst of the four that we've
I thought
had.
it was going to be. What do you
Worse
mean?
in what way?
I just not as fun. What it means.
I mean, they're not all going to be fun.
Yarn bath was fun. Frogging was really fun.
I can't remember the third one.
It was your one. It was your
Yeah,
one.
yours.
Aren't we on the fourth episode?
Mm.
Yeah.
So we've
I've
only
had
done
two.
three.
This is your second.
Oh,
What is?
yeah,
Have you got a
of course.
fifth?
We do.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is
Spalting.
spalting. Ooh,
So
that's
it's S-P-A-L-T-I-G.
that sounds fun. Do you think you've ever spalted before?
probably,
Have you?
maybe. Oh, I don't know. What's spalting? Is there
Find
a?
out.
Anybody out there spalting?
What do you think it is? I feel like it's something to do with fabric, like sewing.
Spool, as in a spool. Something to do with that. I don't know.
Do you think so?
They're not giving us a lot, are they?
Liam's just sat there.
No,
There's
Liam's
no
sat there
emotion on his
I don't
face
want to be here
at all.
Why are we doing this today? I'm very busy. Let's move on.
Crafting trends then. Have you seen any?
Have you seen any on your new AI app?
Haley keeps
What's that
sending
told
me
you about?
rage painting.
Rage painting. That sounds fun. You need some of that. You do. Rage paint. Rage painting.
I've also seen a lot of what we keep saying, the texture painting.
Texture paint is everywhere.
I've started to like the look of that more and more
It's
each
brilliant.
time that I've
It's
seen
brilliant.
it.
It's everywhere, and I don't think you can go wrong. Like, I think you mess it up, it's like a nice mess up. You just really can't mess it up.
This is range painting.
Does this work?
Rage painting? 'Cause I didn't. If you're feeling
Oh,
frustrated,
nice.
or stressed out and want to let off some steam,
Explain what you're seeing.
Okay, so what we're seeing is a lady. She is just in a room covered in paint, throwing paint at her canvas, shaking her booty, and now she's jumping up and down.
It's not Sabrina, is
She's
it?
spinning. It's not the Brits. Don't worry. It looks pretty awesome though.
Oh,
Oh, now she's put handprints on her booty.
gosh.
Don't know why I'm saying booty. That's pretty cool. We should have a room. We should have a rage room, a rage paint room.
It's in Worcester, so we could
Is it?
go, yeah.
We could go. Oh, let's go. Should we go? Should we go on
Okay.
tour?
Yeah.
Podcast on tour.
Podcast on
Yeah.
tour in a rage room. Yes, he's done.
I feel like I've seen something else as well.
Do you have to hold your head to really
I
think
can't
about it?
remember.
I feel like I've seen.
I can't remember now. I've seen. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, I hope it does. I'm really interested to know what you've
I don't know
seen.
what it was.
Really interested I am.
So, yeah,
No, I am. Why are you?
That
What?
sounded so sarcastic and
I'm
horrible.
really interested to see what you.
Have you seen any trends?
Yes, loads.
Like what?
They're just not craft. I'm joking. No, I am interested.
What have you seen then?
Right, we've got a new segment coming up in a minute, haven't we?
Yes.
It's a brand new segment, and I think
I'm
it might
excited.
be.
I think this is the best one yet.
I think this might be our best segment, and no surprise it hasn't come from me or you. I think
Who did it come from?
Katie Elliott.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
Yeah. So, our agony aunt has been on an experience, hasn't she? She only went for 24 hours. She was
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even 24 hours. But our agony aunt now has experienced. Yes, we've nailed a guest. Our agony aunt is on, or has been, on
been-
jury duty.
Yeah.
And our agony aunt is called Julie. So, what better to do than now give her the name
Judge Julie.
Judge Julie? And if you
She's
ever
gonna wear a
watched,
wig.
if
She's
you ever
gonna have a
watched
hammer.
Judge Judy, this is going to be extreme.
Can she have the whole outfit?
What we want from you, though, Ellie, we need a call to the audience. What we want from you is we need your crafting crimes.
Yes.
Crimes against crafting.
Yes.
We need to see if you've seen someone do something really poorly. It can be on any of our channels. That's fine. If you've
be.
seen someone
Stamping
craft
badly.
stamping
Die
upside
cutting
down.
badly.
To it one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Crafting one-on-ones, and she can
Yeah.
put
She
in
can,
what room.
anything you don't like about crafting, just send it in. Send it into Crafting Cafe Pod
Yeah.
on any of our socials. Email me, email Liam, email Hayley, email Ellie.
What crimes do you think
email
we're gonna
any of
get?
us. We need some crimes against crafting. And next podcast, so episode 5, we're going to introduce her as the Judge Julie later on. But episode 5, we will condemn your crafting crimes. And when I
Yeah.
say we,
Julie
our
will.
judge will. And
Judge Julie.
we're gonna get the wig.
She's not going to be kind.
We're going to get
either.
all sorts. She is not going to be kind. Do you know how you think Julie's kind? She's not kind anymore.
She's not kind.
She's not kind
no.
anymore. She's going full Judge Judy
mode.
Judge Judy vibes.
gonna-
Like, if you've not watched Judge Judy,
She's going to hit that hammer.
you've watched Judge Judy, haven't you?
Yes.
Judge Judy's incredible.
She's a angry looking woman.
But I think we know Julie properly, and Julie is capable of being Judge Judy.
I think so.
I think she could. She's got that in her. So we need your crafting crimes, please. Hayley and Liam will
gonna
be
have to make
checking through
Julie
them.
angry.
We need as many as your crafting crimes
Bad,
as
bad,
possible.
bad crimes, though.
Bad crimes, like just, obscure crafting things.
Like horrible crafting crimes.
Horrible crafting crimes.
Someone putting the dye back in the wrong dye packet.
Oh, someone's
Disgrace.
snapping their die cutting plate.
Yeah, someone doing that. Yeah, someone doing that. That's really a crime. Wow.
On that note,
Oh, right. I think at this point, Ellie, we've secured a guest.
Yes.
I'm a little bit nervous about the guest because...
Should we not tell them who it is?
No, let's not tell them because I need to compose myself just for a little bit.
Yeah, you're
because
going to be fangirling this time.
You will have to ask the questions.
Okay.
All
Well,
right?
it's good. I've got chat,
I
TB, whatever, to help me.
I'm a bit scared about Ellie's adoption to AI.
I know, I'm
I don't think this is needed.
Okay,
Like,
it's shortly.
no, me too. Can someone delete the app, please? Because
I've filled it out. It knows my birthday and everything now.
If you start, what have you got? That's not.
Yes, it is.
what are your details as well?
It didn't ask me my
Yeah, I
birthday.
really trust it that much.
It doesn't want my birthday.
This is probably a new car.
Maybe
Oh.
I'm special.
Okay, after this short break, we're going to be coming back with our second guest of the second series, episode 4. I'm not going to say who it is, but
No,
stay
she's
tuned for
gotta
after
say
this
it.
little bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Crafting Cafe podcast. Ellie, we've got a guest. We've wanted this guest for a long time. He doesn't know this, but we've got a guest. The one and only Pete Hughes. We have you here.
Yeah, wow. The one and only, that's not such a bad thing, though.
That's
is it?
good. It's
It's a good thing. Okay, yeah. Well, it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's the Crafting Cafe podcast,
It
Pete.
sure is.
And we talk about all sorts of crafting stuff. Ellie talks about everything that she loves about crafting. I do. And the reason that we started it was because we said there isn't really a craft podcast. And there should be.
There absolutely should be.
There's a couple of
I'm
little
always
ones.
amazed at the spaces and the gaps in the crafting world,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like I look on the TV on terrestrial and I think, why do they not do a crafting show like they do, antiques or the repair shop and stuff like that?
People would
I
watch
think
it.
people are screaming for it.
Yeah,
Totally.
exactly.
Totally.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So this is what we're trying here, and you are one of our
Brilliant.
guests that we've got on.
Wow.
So we're delighted to have you here.
And I love the glitter ball. It's a lovely
I know,
touch.
it
It's
is.
broke.
It's supposed to tell you your truth,
fortune.
but
Oh,
we broke
okay.
it. We broke it.
Yeah.
This now says
Well, just as decorative.
I can dig it. Apparently,
You can.
yeah, there you go.
Fantastic.
There you
There
go.
you go.
So,
Great stuff.
Ellie, you go first on questions.
Well, we're just saying, you're in today, aren't you, for Hobby Maker's birthday as well, with Sizzix?
Yes. Yes.
Good shows lined up. Yeah.
The what?
Good shows.
You see,
today.
this is another thing you need to know about me is I'm completely deaf. So,
Me.
well, not completely, but obviously. But we got some great shows today. We got mixed media shows. The thing about Sizzix is that you have to dip your toes into a lot of different pools.
Yeah.
So we could be doing something very twee and cartoony. We could be doing something like mixed media. We could be doing shrink plastic with jewellery and all sorts of things. So
Every different
So
element.
good.
yeah, and that's what keeps me going, to be honest. I love the fact that we're not doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it's such a great company to work for. And it's great to work here at Hobby Maker as well. They don't pay me to say that. I say that because I want to say that. So there you go.
How did it
Right.
all start then, Pete? Where does it
How did it
begin?
all start? Oh,
Take
my
us back.
word. Yeah, okay. Well, I started, my mum
Yeah.
was great at copying. She loved drawing. And
Yeah.
that started me. But I think the encouragement that I got when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I was constantly, that was it. Cross-legged on the floor. And I can still sit cross-legged on the floor for hours. It just takes me hours to get up again after it. But, the joints ain't what they were. But yeah, so that was it. It was a drawing. And I wanted to be a cartoonist for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So that's what I did in college. I left. I was doing caricatures and cartoons and so on and so forth. I joined I will get to the point of it.
No, don't worry.
I joined an educational publisher called SLP. So I was creating character designs for education packs for Key Stage 1 and 2. And then they became distributors for this really strange die-cutting machine called the Ellison letter machine, right?
Okay.
And it was all about education
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Ellison had been around since 77. And then about 2000, Ellison came to us and said, how would you like to distribute a new craft brand called Sizzix?
Okay. And it all begins.
So we were like, yeah, that sounds really interesting. They brought me a machine and some dies, and that was it. That's where it started. Now, none of us knew at that time that it was
How
going
big
to
it was
be
gonna be.
become. Yeah.
as huge and as revolutionary as it
Yeah.
was, and we didn't know really about this wonderful craft industry.
Yeah.
And we went to the NEC for the first time,
Of course.
and it was like there's tens of thousands of people coming through the doors.
What year was that, Pete? Can you
Oh,
remember?
goodness me, that would have been about 2000, 2001.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So, so we had a stand, and, we were trying to get people super interested in the machine. And then year on year, it just got busier and busier and busier and busier. So eventually, then I now work for Sizzix. I was working for the distributor back then. Became super successful. And you know what? It's hard to think back. That 25 years, how quickly it's gone. But all the changes that we've seen, all the machines that have come and gone. But the big shot, she's still there.
Yeah. Still going.
She's still there.
Going.
And,
Still a favourite of many.
20 years.
Yeah, it's
20 years. And
amazing.
if it ain't broke,
Yeah.
don't fix it.
Some
It's a
people
great
still
machine.
message in when you're on the show with the die-cut machine saying that they've still got theirs from when,
Still got the
from when
original.
it first
Yeah.
launched.
Yeah, the first original they probably
Yeah.
picked up
I
from
know.
you at the NEC at that time as well.
I've still got which was
You
the
got your
first one in
original?
Europe. It was
Yeah.
it was a red machine, and there was a handle that came down,
Amazing.
and I've still got it
Nice.
because we've been on quite a journey, that machine, and
Yeah,
so
of course.
I haven't named it yet, but
And throughout it, then, Pete, how can you remember many milestones where you were thinking, "Wow, this is going to keep going, and this is amazing, and I'm loving everything that I'm doing."
I think the first time I did a workshop to
Yeah.
see the genuine interest from not just consumers, but distributors
Yeah.
and retailers as
Yeah.
well, you know, and to see, wow, this is really
Yeah.
big. And to see the reaction, and it was quite revolutionary, die
Yeah.
cutting at the time. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
new thing. We didn't understand it, you
Mhm.
know, so I had to go out and get all the magazines and the books that were out there and talk to people at shows,
Mhm.
and it just kind of grew, and it creeps up on you. It takes you by surprise. But what a great, and I say industry, it makes it sound cold, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
not, you know, meeting. What was so important for me, I think, was meeting genuine crafters
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah, yeah.
and working and talking with the people who were buying
Yeah.
the products from me. That for me was hugely informative, and I still love
Still
to
love
do
it,
that.
yeah.
You know, I don't do it as much as I
Yeah,
used
you
to.
need to, yeah,
I
yeah.
miss it, but you
Yeah.
know, to get people, because people are honest. You know, they say,
Totally,
"Oh, I don't
yeah.
like this. I don't
No,
like that."
it's good.
That's what I want to know.
Oh, the craft
Yeah.
community is so honest like that. You
It-
can tell.
and-
You get the best and the worst in all
Oh
ways.
yeah, and bring it. You know,
Yeah,
bring it
totally.
on. Seriously,
Yeah.
bring it on, because it's. That's how we grow. That's how we understand. You need to understand. You know, because I'm trying to get people to go to the NEC in December for that November, I think.
Yeah.
Because I want people to see.
What it's like.
You know,
yeah,
get boots
yeah.
on the ground, as they
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
See the folks shopping. See
Yeah,
what
yeah.
folks are
See how
selling. You
things
know,
have
talk to
adapted, yeah.
people. Get some
Yeah.
real, genuine feedback, because everything's done over the
Yeah.
internet now. You know,
Yeah.
but to have that real contact,
Totally.
fabulous. I love it.
Amazing. I've got loads of questions.
Go
but
on,
I'm
Anna.
not
Oh,
being
fire
rude.
away.
Consult your
I've just
phone.
got them
Consult your phone,
Yes.
Ellie.
on here.
Consult your phone.
Which materials do you prefer to work with and why?
Material, well, paper and card. Paper and card's my thing. But you know, what I like is because you know I always appreciate the folks out there. They don't have. I have every die, and every embossing folder, and
Yeah.
every stamp set. But sometimes, if you just say, give people circles.
Yeah.
Right? What can you do with circles? And do you know what? What a challenge that is.
Yeah.
Because I realized early on that people needed to get versatility
Yeah, yeah,
out of their
yeah,
tools. You
yeah.
know, they're paying a lot of money for these things. You want to get the most. And that to me is important. So just give me white paper, some inks, some dyes, and I'll just
And is it-
keep on until they tell me to stop.
I never forget when me and Liam came to Ellison headquarters and you showed us a demonstration on the Royal Talon stuff that they'd done, the collaboration, the Cizik Studio, and you literally, I think it was a basic die and a couple of stamps that you did, and then you just did something completely different. I was thinking, like, it shows that you don't need everything. You don't need everything.
You
The
don't.
creativity comes from trialing, and you always say you was like trial and error. I'll just slap that on and then see what happens.
Yeah.
And you were just slapping the paint around.
Well, I do,
like,
I do
there
it.
you
I
go.
do it live on TV
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so much fun knowing that the camera's on, and knowing that right. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And
Yeah,
then always
what's
at
the
the end of
worst?
the demo,
I've
we're
come
all
unstuck
like,
a couple of times,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
you got to be brave, and I think it proves to people that you know they don't need to be so precious about it as well. Today we're doing mixed media, and some people that look at a mixed media piece and they say, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to, and I think a lot of the people, like you know, you think of the names in the industry, people like Tim Holtz.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Seth Apter we're
Yeah.
working with now. Willow Wolf's a wonderful watercolorist.
Yeah.
She's joining us. They're all great educators,
Mm-hmm.
and they all desperately want people to grow.
Of course.
Yeah.
And they want to see people grow.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they're so passionate about that. And I am too. And I want people to love the products, not because I'm not a salesman.
Yeah.
I am not
No,
a
no, you're
salesman.
not. No,
I've
not at
never
all.
been.
No.
You know, I'm not a salesman. It's just when I talk about a product, it's because I genuinely love it, and I want people to love it as well.
Yeah.
And I want to open people's eyes to new possibilities, you know, in crafts. So yeah, that's super important to me.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I always think it's about not following exactly what you've seen as well. And I think you're
Yeah.
good. You're really good at that, which is like in a good way and a bad way. It's that everything that you do will be different. Like I'm showing you how you could potentially do
Oh,
it,
well,
but don't try and
yeah.
replicate what I've made because
So you give them the starting point, isn't it? And
Yeah.
then you
I
let
think
them free.
I think
kind of.
that's important, but I think it's important to send that message out that you know this is what I'm doing. And we did a workshop at Frankfurt recently. You were there, and I think 36 people. It was so oversubscribed. There were people everywhere, and I set it up. I said, "Listen, this is scary. We're doing a journal cover," and I said, "Some of you may never have done this stuff before. Some of you have. Just feel free to ignore everything
Yeah,
I tell you.
yeah,
If you've
yeah.
done this before."
yeah,
You know, you, do
Yeah,
your
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I, you know, please be disobedient. Just ignore everything I say. You know, do it how you would want it. If you want to follow along, if you want to do everything that I do, that's fine
that's
too.
fine as well. Yeah.
So I think that's an important message. So for the people who are experienced, you know, they want to take it a step further. I'm fine with that. You know, just all the live long day. because I don't want anybody frustrated by having to follow along with something they already
Yeah.
know.
No.
Just
No.
have at it.
Yeah.
So that kind of follows up with my next question that I was going to ask,
Oh.
and that was, how do you stay updated on like new trends with crafting, keeping updated and whatever? But then with you just saying you kind of do your own thing,
Yeah.
that's
Well, you know what? I use Pinterest an awful lot, and I
Yeah.
like to see what's going on. There's a lot of what I consider to be really good progressive retailers. I sign up to the newsletters. I watch Hobby Maker. That's invaluable a source of information. You know, but seeing different people, just when I'm here at the shows, you know, talking to people
Yeah.
in the industry that I know, that I admire.
up on stuff.
What are you doing today? And then
Yeah.
and I'll sit back there. I want to read my book, but I keep looking up at the
I know,
TV,
yeah.
seeing what they're doing. You know, I've learned so much just by watching people here on the show. And what I like about the channel is that you encourage people from an educational standpoint. You know, and to tell people, you know, to really enthuse people, but also to educate people. And I think if you love crafting, it's a valuable source of information, not just products that are hot and products you can buy, but how to use those products and get the best out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so that's one source. But just I think just keeping it to me, it's genuinely interesting, not just from, you know, obviously I work for physics, so not from a commercial perspective, but from a curiosity that I have as a crafter, as a maker, call it what you will, artist, blah blah blah. You know, I want to stay ahead of the game. I want to see what's new. I want to see what the hot products are.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what keeps me going, because you know, we were talking the other day, because I turned. I had a big birthday with an O on it. It was 60 at Christmas, but
Yes, it's
and you know,
special.
and people talk about things like retirement at that age, but I'll never retire.
No, I
I'll never
can't see
retire.
you.
I'll never
Yeah, I
stop
can
doing what
see
I'm
you.
doing, even if I stop working full time.
much, yeah,
I would
yeah,
still be working. I would
Yeah.
still be doing
I
it on
think
a
yes,
daily
you,
basis.
You are a creative, so you're always. I feel like Pete, you're always going to have
You
it. You're
can't-
always going to want to do
Yeah,
it.
you can't
I don't think
switch
you can
it
stop
off.
that.
It's,
No.
no, it's true. It's true. Love it.
Do you
love
still get to do as much illustration as you like? I know you always bring it into your designs.
I
but-
do. Do you know what? I sit sometimes with my iPad and you know those digital. I do a lot of digital stuff just for fun.
Yeah.
When we have meetings in work, now we have meetings that can go on for a couple of hours, and they're really super exciting. But I find, and I don't know about everybody doodles when when they're in a meeting, especially when it's an online meeting.
Yeah.
And I sketch a lot, and I've come up with some really good ideas just from conversations
course.
that are
Yeah.
happening organically. And I think, you know, and I start jotting these things down. So yeah, I do. I'm constantly.
stop.
You know, it's like drummers are always.
Yeah.
You know, you got Barry out there. You know what he's
Barry's
like.
always doing something
Around everything, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
can't keep away.
you can't switch it off.
no.
Afraid
Do you
not.
No matter when you
have
start.
any advice for anyone that's watching if they're struggling with projects or anything like that? What helps you to
Yeah.
of
Good question.
Well,
crafted block?
that's a really good question, because it's the same. Because I play the guitar, not very well, but I play the guitar, and sometimes you hit a plateau. So I go to YouTube and I'll look at things, and maybe there might be a couple of little things that kind of get me going again. I think it's the same. You know, watching this podcast is always a good way.
Yeah.
But anything, you know, go and look at people you admire, see what they're doing. Choose a new technique, something maybe outside of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
something
Step
you've never
away,
tried before. It's amazing what you can learn. And even if you're not, and it might be something unrelated. Sometimes I'm working with a product and I'm writing down ideas, because the ideas are coming quicker than, you know, that I can store in my head, because, well, what if I tried this? What if I tried that? So curiosity, that's the key.
Yeah.
Be curious, you know, always looking for, I can be out shopping with my wife, and we'll go into I don't know, some fashion shop. I don't want to name names. And I'll see some dresses hanging out, but it might be those three colours together, you know. And I'll take a picture of it, you know, and things like that. Or it might be a pattern. We'll be down in London in Liberty or the V&A Museum, and I'll see some. Oh, that is so cool! I'll take a picture. It's a natural
So
curiosity,
anything,
and that
anywhere,
keeps you.
really.
That keeps it rolling, you know,
Yeah.
keeps you ticking over.
I think it's ideas from anywhere, isn't it? As long as you're curious and you listen and you watch
Yeah.
and you look, then you always pick up something.
Well, I've been doing it so long as well, I can go back and copy myself
Yeah.
now. You know, I can
Can start again.
yeah, start again. Oh, something I forgot. Oh, I
Yeah.
used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
I imagine you have many books of things that just haven't gone as far as that stopped
Yeah.
or parked. And they're like,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. With my job, obviously, you're working to a tight
Of course.
time frame, and sometimes one of the frustrating things is you have to put stuff away and work with the next
Yeah.
cool thing, which is great. I don't ask you to feel sympathy for me in that regard. I really don't. But there are certain things now. When I'm talking sometimes on the show, we did a sales show with some Tim Holt stuff, and I'm like, I'm so happy this is back. This was
Yeah.
my favorite set back in the day, and I get to
Yeah.
play with it again.
Yeah.
But I keep all these things at home. So when I do. If I do slow down at some point, I'll get to
Yeah,
go
of
back.
course, bring them
Yeah.
back.
I'll get to go back. They'll be like old friends, so.
We had an amazing conversation in Frankfurt, which I won't share all of it on here because some
Yeah.
of it is, but about how creative and commercial and how the two meet. So when we were talking about,
Yeah.
Pete's got an incredible idea, which is happening, but
Yeah.
how many years have you been talking about trying to get that idea to
Oh,
happen?
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've talked about it for years and years and years. This idea. There's a couple of ideas,
Yeah.
but sometimes to push it over the line because there's what we call a product
Yes,
pipeline.
yeah.
So, and then you have to sit down and convince people that it's a really good idea. And this idea would impact
Yeah.
sales of another product. But I don't care about that.
It's literally, when you
it's
said
too
to me,
good an
I
idea.
just stood there and I just said, well, we'll sell a lot more of these, so let's
Well,
just do it.
yeah,
and that was
but-
basically the point.
But the
I
idea
loved it.
is the idea for me is for you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not for us to make money.
Yeah.
It's a genuine solution
Yeah.
for die
Helping with
cutting.
craft
I'm
and
so
die
happy
cutters
that it's, I'm
everywhere.
so happy that it's happening.
I'm so
It's gonna
happy.
be
I
it's gonna be
really am.
amazing.
Yeah, there's a couple of nice things
Yeah.
coming up. So.
There's some exciting ideas of how we're going to promo them as well, Pete. Have you heard?
Liam's got so many ideas up his sleeve. It's just
Yeah.
like.
I've just remembered one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what it is now. Haley was in Frankfurt. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, well, it's just crazy ideas. One idea crazier than the next. It's,
Well, we're adding your musician side into it as well, Pete. So we're
I
gonna.
wouldn't call it musician as such, but yeah. Well,
You're more of a musician than we are.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
is that setting a low bar though?
Yeah. Well, for me, I tried to play drums for what did I do? 2 months I tried to play drums, and
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get on with
Could
it.
you not?
I can do it, but I couldn't get on with the fact that I think I needed to join something and be part with others because it was very
Yeah.
solitude by myself.
It can
making
be.
a racket.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed, and it wasn't an electric drum kit. It was
It was an acoustic
Yeah.
drum
yeah.
kit.
So I probably should have gone
See.
electric
Yeah.
to start, and then ease my way in. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting an electric one, bringing it back.
You
I'm gonna
should.
try.
You should.
Yeah.
You
It's
should.
good to have a little
Absolutely.
hobby, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a passion. I mean, one passion feeds another. And, people, I would talk to people who say, and you are out there, right? They say, oh, yeah, I've got the big shot, and I've got this, and I've got that, and I've got the old big shot in a different colour. And I'm thinking, why do you need all these machines? You only need the one machine.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a passion.
Yes,
And we
yeah.
love what we do. I have got a number of guitars.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that number because it's embarrassing, quite frankly. But they all do the same thing,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have the same guitar in different colours.
Yeah.
So when it's your passion, when you love it,
Always like the same.
just feed it.
Yeah, it's
It's because it's when life, job, work, all this malarkey, being able to switch that off
Yeah.
and focus on something that
Oh,
you
it's
love.
so important.
Whether
so
it's
important.
craft, whether it's
You've
music,
gotta-
whether it's reading a book.
No
at
matter
night,
what it is,
Yeah.
it's so
it doesn't
important.
matter.
So
It doesn't
important.
matter. No.
So important.
Out of all the projects that you've done,
Yes.
is there one that holds a special place in your heart?
Oh, what a question. No, do you know what? There was a card I did years ago, and I was very into sort of little collages. And I always call them like they're my crafting haikus.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're very
Okay,
simple,
nice.
lots of white space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple of elements. And the balance of the texture, of the tone, and the white space, I looked at that and I said, it doesn't get much better than that. And it's so
Yeah.
simple. It's so simple. The other times I've done huge mixed media pieces, and I'm just glad to get to the end of them. They're great.
Yeah, but
And there's been a lot of work. But this little card, this card I did, I'm like, yeah, I've still got it
Proud
in
of that
work.
one.
I've still got it in work. And you might look at it and think, it's not the greatest card in the world. It just...
It's what it means to you, though,
that
isn't it?
day, it was
Yeah.
like, I like that.
I like it.
Just simple. Simple.
Nice.
Keep it simple.
Nice.
Pete, outside of crafting,
Yes.
we spoke a little bit about music. I know you're a big reader as well.
Yeah. Well, no, music. I mean, music's always. I don't have time to be in a band anymore because it's a huge commitment.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I've got a 14-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
I've got the dog. you know. But
Kids
now-
take over everything.
it can, because I like to do things properly or not at all, you know.
Yeah.
So no, I just sit around with my guitar of an evening until my wife tells me to shut up. And
Nice.
bless. I don't blame her. It's not a criticism, but yeah. So that, you know, I collecting them books. I've got, I just got puzzles, but they're not like really super intellectual books.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be thrillers, or might be the latest Stephen King or something like that.
But
But
escapism, it's perfect.
diving into that
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
and I do. You become completely immersed in a good book, you know, and the voices are in your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, just.
I think we have that many musicians in this office. We need an office band.
Do you know
Between
what?
you,
Christmas,
Barry, there's so many people
Christmas
downstairs
party.
as well.
I'll be making a Christmas party and
We need to
film
get
it for
a
the
band together.
podcast.
We need to get a band together.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so many.
That'd be good.
We've got a lot of the tech team are as well, aren't they? Like the directors and producers, and a few of like the
Yeah,
the
it's always been the
talents are,
way
yeah.
whenever I've worked, you
Yeah.
know, and
Got a
because
few singers as well. We've got all sorts.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
definitely do that. There you go. That's how we do it. Do it. They can do a theme tune for the
Band on.
podcast. The band on tour.
oh, fantastic!
Crafting band.
Yeah,
The
the
crafting
crafting band.
We
I
should
know
do it.
Barry and I talked about it years ago, but you know, we're one thing and another.
Oh, Barry's desperate to do something. I
Oh,
can
he's
tell.
always
He
desperate
always
to do
wants
something. Any excuse to sit
Yeah.
behind that drum kit, honestly.
He wants to go
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, Pete.
Hey, no,
Thank
it's been a
you.
pleasure.
Really
And
appreciate
thanks
it.
for the questions, because it really made me sort of
No, it's
think
good.
and put my head into gear. So
It's good.
I'm ready for the show now. Come
Yeah,
on.
Yes.
It's got to wait
Let's
till
do
2
it.
now.
What time? What
Oh,
times
yeah.
are you on
Yeah.
today?
2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock.
There you go. You can
Okay.
catch Pete Hughes on Hobbymaker. You can catch him with Sizzix as the face of Sizzix, as part of the group of that. And thank you so much for joining
And
us,
now I'm
Pete.
here.
It's a
And now
pleasure.
here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you so much. See you after the break.
Welcome back to the Crafting Cafe podcast. What?
Why the first? Why the
Don't
high
know.
pitchness?
Season 2, episode 4. We've got Julie.
Season 2, episode 4.
Hi.
Bang. Julie's here.
Agony on at the moment.
Currently agony on. As of next week, Judge Julie. She is going to condemn your crafting crimes.
Get your crimes
Crimes against crafting. Julie is
Here.
stamping down on them. So we want to know. Send them in to the Crafting Cafe podcast
We
on
need to-
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X. We haven't got one. I
Elon.
always say that, and Hayley's like, get one. On what else have we got? TikTok.
TikTok.
Let us
Instagram.
know. YouTube,
Facebook.
Instagram. We've said those ones.
YouTube.
Your crimes against crafting.
You gotta send in horrific
them in and
ones
Julie's
that
gonna
Julie
condemn
will
them.
be angry at.
Put details in the show notes.
Judge Julie. Not Judge Julie.
You're gonna have the wig.
Judge Julie. We're getting her a wig.
You're gonna
We're
have
getting
the
a gavel.
cloak.
It's a gavel. A
Yeah.
gavel. And she's going to
I
stand
like how all this has been decided.
You're not keen
You're
on this.
doing
You're not
it.
keen on this. Julie, we actually think...
I just said the only thing I'm little concerned about is offending anybody.
Yeah, well, people shouldn't be
because
doing
that is
crimes.
not really what I'm about. But I'm
To
going
be
to
fair.
try my best
Julie,
not to cause offence.
A couple of weeks ago, you said to me one of
Mm.
the greatest comments anyone has ever said in a workplace.
What was that?
I
What
won't,
was that?
I'm not going to out it out here.
No, go on, please.
Do you
tell
know?
me.
Why? Say it.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott, well, I'm paid to be nice here.
Oh,
That was
Gangster
one of
Julie.
the nicest like put downs out of subtle put downs
no,
ever. It
that's
was
what
like,
I say to Liam
I
when
know,
I'm winding him up.
But you
Wow.
said it, and it was like.
Well, we are.
But I
In a
think-
way.
I
That's made
think
me paranoid now.
No,
Judge
that's-
Julie is your perfect character.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
actually we see Auntie Julie as in like the nice agony Aunt Julie.
But now you're
really,
outing me as
Really?
an ogre.
Judge no.
No.
Judge Judy was lovable. There was moments where she was really nice, and
Okay.
then there was moments where if you tread over the line and you mess up, she's
Yeah.
You're gonna get
stamping
hammered.
down. Yeah,
My trouble is though, I go from 0 to 100.
She'll be
Real
throwing the
quick.
table.
real quick.
She'll
and
be
we're-
smashing the things off the table.
Yeah.
the podcast is
Oh,
okay
Ellie,
with
that's
that.
you. I've witnessed you whacking things off a table.
The
in
podcast
tempo.
is okay with that.
Yeah,
we are
okay.
okay with you doing
Okay,
that, Julie.
that's fine.
We're fine.
We'll go
Violence.
with it. Yeah.
I also would like a little bit of the editing budget to go into a little like VT for it and everything. We have like a little teaser trailer for when you're coming
Yeah.
up.
I feel like I need a phrase. You know,
I
what
think
is the...
the
when
idea
I'm-
came from Katie Elliott,
it
so I
did.
think
What do
Katie
you
Elliott
think?
can
We'll
come
come up with one. Yeah.
What would I ask it? How would I put it?
I mean, guilty, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit
I think
more than just guilty
I think
of
if
the
we
crime.
task Katie Elliott, she'll be up for it.
Yeah.
She was adamant we needed to do this as a segment,
Yeah.
and it's happened.
Well, if Katie wants it, then
It's going to happen.
let's
isn't
make it
It's
happen.
gonna
What would you class as a crafting crime? So whoever, if anyone does watch this, They could be like, oh, I've done
Yeah,
that. I
what's an
need to go to
example?
the crafting
What's
court.
an example? Yes, we'll bring you to court.
The crafting
Yes.
court.
And that's amazing.
I don't things that I can't.
And one of us should be
I'm-
prosecution and what's the other one? Defense. Yes.
I feel like this crosses over into like a kind of OCD I've got though, and then it's like something I'm funny about and not necessarily a crime, but
Ellie came up
cutting
with
in things being in down straight.
I come up with
okay.
what
Or-
now?
You came up with a really
Who wants a
rubbish
jaggedy
one.
edge and things like that?
What? An idea.
A plate breaking. That's what you came up with earlier on.
What?
You said, what happens if
Snapping
you
Snapping
snap your plate?
Your die cutting
That's
plate?
not a crime. That just
No.
can happen.
Well, it is a
happens.
crime because they must have been pulling it in
Oh,
wrong.
I'll tell you what is a crime.
So it is a crime.
Actually, I've just thought of one as we're going to be discussing
Don't give
die
too many
cutting.
away.
Cutting into both plates. In
Oh.
my opinion, that's a crime.
How?
Judge Julie can. So you
So-
condemn that.
Yeah, so obviously with a cutting machine, you have to cut into one of the plates because you've always got to have a surface to cut into. But some people don't care and they cut into both, and then so you'll see one's not, one is.
Yeah, you can't cut into both.
But some people don't care and they just cut into both, and that is a crime. Because
In
it
Julie's
also
court,
marks your
that's a
card.
crime.
That in my court, that would
and
be
that's
a
a crime.
crime.
And in
And
judge,
what would your punishment be?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Take that die cutting machine away.
yeah.
You're not allowed.
You're not capable of die
Yeah.
cutting.
You need to pass my course first before you can die cut again.
That's so bad.
Okay, right. So that is coming up for the next episode. That's
Okay.
episode 5. Our celebratory episode 5 is
That's
we're in
gonna
the
be
court.
so
We're at
fun.
courthouse for episode 5.
Okay.
We're getting a gavel, defendant, prosecution,
Wig,
wig.
Okay.
gown.
Judge Julie is.
I'll even get you the little shoes, like the 1800 shoes with the buckle.
Yeah. Judge Julie is in court. Gavel. Court is in court is in
Imagine seeing
session.
Julie in there.
Court is in session. You need a whole outfit.
They're like little tap dance shoes, aren't they?
Right, I'll tell you
don't
what
know.
this needs. This needs the company card. Julie can go for a little outfit
I-
purchase.
can
She
I
can
go-
do some.
can
She
I
can do
go
some
and get
shopping
it?
on the card.
Yeah.
Can I go and get it? I'll go to
Yeah.
a fancy dress place and get it.
Okay.
We're really all the budget's getting blown on Judge Julie, but I think it's great.
Okay.
She'll go viral on TikTok.
Yeah, can't wait.
Okay.
So, but today
Yes,
we're closing.
today
the,
we're being
We're
sensible.
being sensible, and we're closing the chapter of Julie is here as
Yes.
less the agony aunt, more as the crafting knowledge, and
A
we're
crafty
breaking.
wizard.
The crafty wizard.
That's
Wow.
what- that's what
We're
I'm
breaking
like.
down some terms, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're breaking down terms.
Discussing what
and
things are.
Things that you take for granted. So we've
Yeah.
done paper.
Yes.
And we've done GSMs.
Stamping.
We've
Ink
done
pads.
stamping and
Yep.
ink pads.
Yeah.
And now we're on to die cutting.
And now we progressed into die
Yeah.
cutting.
By request from Ellie, we're doing some die cutting.
Julie's got some notes. Gosh.
I printed off just some
Ow.
general because I
Goodness
obviously
me.
as a
Whoa.
crafter die cut all the time, but I didn't know how it's
No.
when it became a
So
thing.
off camera a
and
minute
so,
ago,
yeah.
we just asked, why is it called a die?
Yes. So
Why is it?
we decide. Well,
Let's start.
It's from a Latin word, given. So it also means in the modern day something to be put or placed. So basically, you place your die
Place it.
down,
Yeah.
and then you cut it. So that's where it comes from. The word die.
And the method. Okay.
Yes. So the first hand wound machine
Yeah.
was
Manual.
invented in 1977, which is also the year I was born.
Ooh.
Interesting. Yeah.
You're meant
It's
to
like
be
it
a
was meant to
crafter?
be. Yeah.
Yes,
You were meant to
and
be.
it was invented by Bob and Ladonna Eckenberg, I hope I'm saying that right, who are also the creators of Ellison, who also own Sizex.
Full
Yeah.
circle right
So,
now.
yeah.
Wow.
We've
Today
had
was
a-
meant
Yeah.
I did know
to be.
this. I did know
Yes,
this.
Yeah,
Don't you think
Yeah.
today was meant to be with what's happened?
yeah. So
What's
Yeah.
happened? Yeah, I
I
did know
have-
this. I knew this.
I have brought a little die cutting machine with me so that you and Scott could have a
Ooh.
go.
Not the
I've
original
never-
one Pete was
No,
talking about.
well,
but
that's I just said my first ever die cutting machine that I brought, which is probably I don't know early 2000s,
So he said
was
he went,
the original Red Sidekick,
which he
That's
sold at
very
the NEC in the
Yeah.
2000s. This
Yeah.
episode is like we meant
Yeah.
it. It's all
Yeah.
planned out.
and I had it for years and never.
Great producing.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it was. You used to have the large
Big
Sizex, which had
handle.
a handle that you used to pull down in the centre,
That's
and it
what
was
he said,
quite
yeah.
industrial looking.
Yeah.
But before I could afford a die cut machine, Hayley West, who we also know,
Yeah.
she used to have a craft shop, and she used to have a machine, and she would do all the die cutting, and you'd buy like little packs of them for like
packs
a
of dies.
couple of quid.
Yeah.
How
So-
comes that? How is that? Because
There wasn't-
dyes weren't really
Machines
about
Was,
weren't
that.
that
yeah,
regular,
and they
I
were
think.
so expensive that I probably wouldn't have thought of buying one to start with, because it was like I say, the big Ellison was quite industrial
I
looking.
suppose it's an industrial process
Yeah.
to begin, wasn't it? So
Dyes
you'd
were
buy-
quite expensive, weren't they?
They were, yeah. I mean, you could easily have paid. I've paid £30-40 for a set of dies back way back,
Back in
20,
the day.
20 years ago. Yeah. So I had a little sidekick when I could afford one, and then started die cutting. So
What's your go-to die cut machine? I know you've got the sidekick here.
I've got quite a lot now.
there's a
I
lot.
like a big shot, which is also Sizex. But then I have also just brought a Lisa Horton
You have, you got
Spellbinders
some.
one,
Have you?
which I'm very excited about. Yeah.
It is pretty, isn't it? though?
I think there is a difference to every single machine.
Yes, there
and a
is.
reason behind every single one. There's not many, if any, that I can think of. And this isn't me just being favouritism to everybody. This is that they're all slightly different.
Yeah, they
They've all
are.
got a slight uniqueness.
Different.
And some of the design changes, don't
different.
they? So-
Yeah.
And everybody has their own preference, whether it's sort of like a Gemini, whether it's a
Yeah.
big shot.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's so many, and they're more affordable now. But I would say, if you can, I always have a
Manual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hand
Yeah.
winding.
Well,
A
you
lot of
can
people
take it
start with
travelling
that.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah.
Can't
I've got an
you?
electronic one. I've got a digital one, but I always
Digital.
Yeah, I've got a Cricut, so that's a
yes.
digital die cutting machine. I've also got a Gemporia
Yes, yeah,
electronic
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just find
With
if you
these,
just
you
want to
can take
quickly run something through,
your bag.
yeah, that's
I think
it.
you find it comfortable for different ones. Different hobbies, different card making.
Also, different
techniques that you
materials,
find.
Yeah.
you know, because some
Yeah.
machines you can cut fabric.
Bigger
so
dies,
yeah.
Could you cut
different dies.
fabric with that?
Not with the
sidecut.
little sidekick, no. But with your big shot, you can, because you can get the Biggs dies.
Yes.
So those will cut through fabric.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank
so
you.
are you going to have a go?
Yeah.
You having a go? Go on, Ellie.
So
Live action. I will talk through what we're doing
Yes.
for the audio element. I
Ellie's-
will narrate what Ellie's
I've just
doing.
brought some little dies with me that I know will fit. I've cut you some strips of card.
Ellie has opened a box. The box has dies. I don't know.
Shall
it's
we
like Attenborough,
discuss-
but it wasn't.
What are
ASMR.
sandwiches as well?
Ooh, I like a sandwich.
Because
What's your favourite
obvious-
sandwich?
Turkey and coleslaw, if we're talking sandwich.
With baked beans.
No.
That homemade. You can't
Yeah.
buy that in a shop, can you?
If I can, I do. But
Okay,
I
turkey
I like
coleslaw.
turkey and coleslaw.
Are we
I
on
was
about-
not
Are
expecting
we on
that.
about shop brought sandwiches or homemade sandwiches?
Either. My favourite sandwich: chicken, bacon, halloumi.
Ooh, that sounds good. Do you know what else I feel like I could have on that avocado?
Yes, you can put avocado on there as well.
I'm not a big fan of
But
bacon.
going back.
Sorry, back to
taking
the
it back
sandwich.
to craft.
Yeah, sorry.
So you
nearly lunchtime.
you will often come across sandwich when you're talking about die cutting. Your sandwich is how you put your plates together, because
Your
all
configuration.
machines are going to have plates. Some you will use for embossing, some you will use for die cutting. So we have got 2 clear plates here.
Okay.
One that I cut into.
Yeah.
One that I keep nice because
Okay.
I don't like it to. If you cut into both plates, when you run it through, as time goes on, you'll get an impression, so it won't end up looking smooth. So that's another reason why keep one uncut and one that you cut into.
Okay. Perfect.
So
how many
Ellie is
can I
now
do?
laying out a few
Well,
dies
that's your
onto some
plate.
paper.
So if you put your piece of card there and pop your dies on,
If you are audio only, I will narrate.
I'm going to move those out your way, Ellie.
I always
So,
wanted to be a narrator.
with
Anyway.
your
You to
Sizex,
lock that into
it will
place.
lock. Can you see you've got a lever? If you turn that,
Julie's got a sidekick machine here, and
Yeah.
she's locking it into
There you
place.
go,
It's a
that's
little
locked
portable
now.
one, all locked in.
And that
so Ellie
that's not going anywhere, is
has
it?
put a base plate, her
Ellie.
piece of card, her dies facing downwards onto
Is
the
that right?
cardstock. Yep, and now you're just going to put your top plate on.
Put your top plate on. Top
And then-
plate going on now.
Hold your sandwich together.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ellie's holding her sandwich.
it's quite
That's
tricky,
it.
isn't
and
it?
Push it
feeding it
in.
into the gap.
Is
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
that right?
Yeah, that's
No?
it.
You
need to-
Push and wind.
She's pushing and winding to get that little
Am
first.
I not doing?
You got to get the first grip.
How
You gotta
can
get
I
the
not
first-
do the most simplest
No, you gotta
thing?
get the
No,
first
do you
grip.
know what it might be? It might be that you've got your die too close to the end that you want to feed into the machine.
You
And
need to get it to
sometimes,
do the first grip first.
yeah, there you go. Hold that now.
Oh.
That's it.
This is bad. Sometimes people use
Go on.
tape, isn't it? Julie, why can I not do it?
Wind it towards you.
Wind it towards you.
There you go.
Oh, am I
She's
doing it
going
the wrong way?
You're doing it the wrong
You're going the
way.
wrong way.
Okay,
That's why you
it.
can't do it.
There you go.
Wind.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's
fine.
what moved.
That's
Oh, it's okay. Just you've got. There you go. You've got time.
Okay.
I promise it is more simpler than this.
You've got time to
Hold on.
tweak. Yeah,
That's it,
but you're a
that's it.
beginner. Have you
Yeah.
ever die cut before?
Why did I
No.
think it was the
Go on,
other
I'll grab it
way?
out the other side.
Thanks, I need all the help I can
So
get.
we've
There you
wound
go.
it through the machine.
Yeah.
And then
Open
Ellie-
up.
Do it the right, wind it the right way, not back to front.
There you go. What have you got? Take the dies off. There you go.
Yeah.
Also, you don't hit your dies, do you?
No. So you'll notice I've brought a pokey tool in,
Ooh.
You need a pokey tool.
so you can use that to press out your dies.
Perfect. Look, you've done it. How easy was that?
To know it took 3 people to help me.
No,
No. This
but
table isn't set up for crafting.
if you went again now, you'd know to wind it towards you, so you'd
Also,
do it a
you
lot
did
quicker.
put 3 in. Why don't you just do a simple?
Yeah, you
Well,
did.
it was the I didn't
Yeah.
know which way to wind it.
Yeah. So yeah. you
Your
can
turn,
do it.
Scott.
I'm just doing a simple. Don't want to ruin Julie's plans.
No,
you
you're
know.
fine. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, imagine if I'd have cut into the wrong plate
Oh,
then.
Scott is going to ruin the plan.
Wrong way.
Oh, wrong
So
way.
what I would say is,
Wrong way.
just to describe to anybody,
Wrong way.
you have a sharper edge.
A sharp edge and a thin edge.
That is your cutting blade. So that's the
You've got like
what you
a
always
flat edge and then
press downwards.
See, I just did exactly what you didn't want me to
Yeah.
do.
So yeah, if you'd have ran that,
you'd have
through,
been
it
going
would
to
That
the
would have been
crafting
broken.
you
course.
are going to jail.
I would have gone straight. I would have been the
Craft
first person into
Towards
craft
you,
jar.
Scott, the handle.
Oh, he's getting first. It's the why? Is it the desk? Someone pushed for me. Why can't I do it?
Push.
3 people.
No, 'cause it's the wrong way.
It's not.
You're hitting
Push.
against me.
There
There you
you
go.
go,
There you go. There you
There
go.
you go, Scott.
Do you know what
There
it
you go.
is?
You're
You
feeding
can-
it
you
back.
gotta do
though.
it.
Oh,
You
That's
do
it.
it.
Because
I'm leaning across. Oh
I
gosh.
feel like because
Why is it not that easy on this desk?
Do
There you
know
go.
what?
Do you want me
It
to-
is, but
Pop.
I feel like you need to actually give it a push as you wind it in, and you were probably
This
both
is-
being a bit
Mate,
cautious.
nothing on there. See, nothing on there.
Yeah.
It's actually quite comical that we
Yeah,
can't
that
do
was-
it.
I love
I
it.
can do
Well,
it.
you can do
do
it.
it.
We've done it. Yeah, you've done it.
There you go.
I can do
Perfect.
it. It's the first getting it in to get it to
It
grip.
is because you actually. I would probably hold it and push it with my thumb in.
So what is this?
So
type
that's
of
a die. It's still a metal die, but it's slightly different. Do you want to have a go with
This
that one?
die is like if you are hearing and not watching.
Yeah. You've got
Hearing and not watching.
a foam. So that
It's like
will-
a foam kind
Yeah.
of base die.
So it will give you
Still got a pattern,
an
but it's
impression.
filled with foam.
So if you want to pop it down.
Guess you put it in like that.
Yep, you just pop it down.
Face down.
It'll
Emboss it.
kind of give it more of it because it's a bit thicker than a normal die.
Oh yeah, you got it now.
That's
haven't
it,
you?
Ellie. Go on.
You've done this now.
Yeah.
Go, Ellie. Go.
I told you you'd be fine.
Once you've done one.
Once you've done a few, that's
Yeah.
it. But you can get lots of different dyes for different materials.
Oh
So
wow!
can you
see?
Wow, that's lovely. Just
Yeah, so if
that's
you-
come out.
it'll
It's kind of
pop-
got like a little emboss
you-
effect. Ellie's just bent it as
That's
well.
it.
But really nice.
So
Give it a little
it
poke.
should. That's it. It should. There you
Little
go.
poke
See?
out.
But then you also don't have any waste of that, do you? Because
No.
that could be, you could ink a
That- I'd use
background.
that.
Yeah, you could.
I'd use
You
that.
could use
Yeah.
that with your
It's a
inks.
little stencil.
But can you see how it's got a bit of a texture on that? So it gives it a little bit of.
I love that.
So
Very
it's
nice.
almost like it's got like a piece,
yeah.
extra piece of foam that gives you that sort of like an impression on
Love
it.
it.
Die cutting and embossing at the same time with that.
Yeah.
Ellie, do you
multi-tool
think
die.
Julie has answered the
Yeah, is there
question that you
anything
wanted? Is there
else
anything more
you
you want to
want
know
to
about die
know?
cutting right now?
I think it's more of the configurations that I think
Yes.
people get frightened with.
What
They do.
configurations? The word configuration frightens me.
Well,
what
it's
does that
just
mean?
your configuration of your sandwich.
Oh,
So different
filling.
machines come with different plates. So
Exactly.
sometimes you get a magnetic one,
oh no.
which you sometimes want, depending on what material you're cutting through as well. Because if you're doing a thinner card or a paper, you might want an extra shim in it. So you haven't just had playing with the dies.
She couldn't even get it back in the box. Anyway,
Yes.
Still not.
Yeah. So yeah, I would always say look at your instructions with your machine for your sandwich.
okay.
But what if I know some
Configuration.
die cut machines do come with
Yeah.
instructions, but some don't.
So what I would say, if you've
Do you research
If
like
you-
what
if-
your rubber plate means,
yes,
your metal
yeah.
plate?
And I was going to say, if you buy one second hand and it hasn't got the instructions with it, test it with some scrap pieces of card first. If you find it goes through, but it doesn't cut the die, you need a rubber shim in it.
Yeah.
Because that'll give you a bit more depth in your plates, and then try running it through again, and that should work.
The good thing is that you can often get a lot of digital manuals. as well,
You
can't
can,
So
that's
if you
right.
search for the machine that you've
But
got,
yeah.
there will often be a digital manual.
But you'll get to know your own machine as well. I know that sounds silly, but you do. Like my one that I use at home a lot is a Big Shot, so I kind of know what will
How
go
it works.
through, or
Amazing.
whether I need an extra piece of card or an extra shim or my magnetic plate.
And whoever is new to die cutting, when I first started on the channel, you hear the crack, don't you?
Yes.
And you're like,
yeah,
oh,
definitely.
my
Do
God,
not-
is it
yeah.
broke? But it
Yeah,
hasn't.
actually the Psychic's quite quiet, but some of them, I've had different machines where it
you grow to love
sounds
the
like,
crack
Yeah, don't be
noise, don't
fearful.
you?
But yeah, the crack means your machine is working.
Okay.
Not anything to be frightened of, so don't panic.
Don't panic
Yeah.
when you hear the
No.
crack. Right.
You learn to love it.
Rotate your plates, that's another thing.
Rotate your plates. Don't
Because
worry
they
about the crack.
bend, don't they?
That's it. So keep moving them round,
That's it.
and you'll find they won't bend quite so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Julie.
you.
Thank you.
Back
Um,
with us as the Judge Julie.
Judge from next episode.
Dressed up
Get
in
ready.
your fancy dress.
Yeah.
If you have your crafting
Crimes.
faux pas, crimes that you'd
feel
like
like
to be
this is a
condemned to
forfeit.
court, then Julie is going to condemn them.
A forfeit for a quiz I haven't took part in.
Take it up with Katie. Thank you so much, Julie. That was awesome.
You're
so we've
welcome.
learnt about die cutting. So far we've learnt about stamping, we've learnt about die cutting, we've learnt about paper and
Paper.
GSMs.
Yeah.
And there's another one that I've forgotten, isn't there? What was the other one that we did?
think so.
Maybe I
Didn't
put
I?
inks together with stamping.
Yeah,
that was
but
two
that's a bit
separate
of both,
ones.
isn't it?
Yeah.
How to stamp, what ink to use.
And then as of next week, Julie is going to transform into Judge Julie. It might only be for one episode, just however long Julie can, condemn crafts.
It's going to be so
please
good.
do get your crafting crimes in.
Yeah.
Even if you've seen somebody else do a crafting crime, maybe we won't name and shame. Maybe
No.
we'll just say,
Let us know
person
what that
A
crime
has
is,
sent
and
it in,
we'll.
and person,
It
yeah.
could be
We'll
made a
judge
lovely.
it.
Yeah. What about
We'll
if
judge
it
it.
could be like anything to do with you've made a nice
Let's be
project
honest.
and someone stole it?
You haven't
That's a
got to
crime.
be innocent. It's innocent or guilty. And
Yeah.
we're not-
Yeah.
So you don't.
No,
anyway.
it could be that you're innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's say goodbye because this is the end of episode 4. See you later, everybody. Thank you so much. Crafting Cafe Podcast, Ep 4, Season 2.
Yes.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.